What is shallow depth of field? Well, it's exactly what you see here. The subject is in focus, but the rest of the background is incredibly out of focus. This is what is meant by shallow depth of field. To achieve this kind of effect, the aperture has to be set as wide as possible. So the aperture number needs to be as low as the lens allows it to be. On this particular lens, the aperture is at 1.8. To achieve this look, it also helps if you are closer to your subject or more zoomed into your subject. Before you begin shooting, make sure your focus is absolutely spot on. And an easy way to do this is to use this button up here to zoom into to zoom in on the screen and manually set the focus. And this is zoomed in at 10 times right now, so in the normal view it may look like it's in focus, but when you actually view it later on a bigger screen, it could look completely out of focus. So make sure your focus is absolutely spot on by zooming in, setting it manually, and then zooming back out and continue shooting. If we start making the apertures smaller and smaller by increasing the f-stop, then the subject will still remain in focus, but more of the background will start coming into focus. It won't completely come into focus, but it will come into focus a lot more than it is right now, so you won't get as large a distinction. So to get the background more in focus, all you have to do is make the aperture smaller, so you need to raise the f-stop number. So if I do this now, the aperture's at 1.8 right now, so if I begin raising this, it's at 2.2, 2.5, 4, you can see the background is slowly beginning to come into focus more than it was before. As you can see, the image is getting darker. This is because the aperture is getting smaller and smaller and smaller, so that less light is coming in to the center, so the picture won't be as bright. But we can fix this, and all we have to do is change the shutter speed, then that will brighten up the image again. So 5.6 aperture, I begin raising it again, 10, 14, 18, make the image brighter again, 18, 20, 22, and that's as small as I can go. As you can see, the background is a lot more in focus now compared to what it was before, but the subject is still in focus as well. So this is the opposite of a shallow depth of field. So here's a before and after image. This one where the subject's completely in focus in the background, totally out of focus. This was shot at f1.8, and the next photo making the aperture smaller, is shot at f22, and as you can see, the background is now a lot more in focus, and yet the subject is still in focus as well. The background is not completely in focus, but it's a lot more than it was before.